Here we have the all-new 2023 Nissan Pathfinder. And this is going to come in the Rock Creek trim level. And this color is Glacier White. And then our interior consists of charcoal leatherette, which is unique for the Rock Creek trim level. And the powertrain consists of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, mated with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And that gets us 295 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque on premium fuel. But as we come around to the front end, we have that Rock Creek signature front fascia there. And we also have those LED fog lights that come with the Rock Creek package, along with our standard LED daytime running lights and LED headlamps. And then down here, another Rock Creek signature option. We have the 18-inch off-road wheels along with these 18-inch off-road Toyo tires as well. Really like how it makes this Pathfinder look that much more aggressive. We get passive keyless entry. And then here we have the controls for our power windows, power mirrors, power door locks. And I just love even the door trim here. I love how that orange stitching is there. It's got that kind of black leatherette feel throughout. It's actually more leatherette than plastic on the door panel, but looks really nice. And there's our front driver's seat with power lumbar support. I really love the look of that seat. Let's go ahead and hop in the back here. So I will say the passenger, or I should say the second row captain chairs are actually, they feel really high up. But of course, I have the seat in front of me adjust for someone of my size. And then I can actually scoot the seat back and forth. But still pretty impressed because I have the seat adjust for someone 6'3", and then my knees just barely touching the back of the seat here. And then we have rear AC controls, so we can auto temp those. Then we can adjust the fan speed, and then we can have it either aiming at our face, from the vents, feet, or both. And then we can actually toggle it on and off, which I always like having that. And then 2 USB charging ports here, USB-C and USB-A. And then another signature option with the Rock Creek, we get this removable center console space here in the second row. And there are vents. There's a third row back there. And still quite a bit of leg space behind the second row with the seats all the way back. And we have cup holders back there as well. But let's go ahead and check out the back. And I like that we can push this in. So you can put regular in here, but it says premium fuel is recommended for maximum performance, depending on how you'll use this thing. But we have a capless fuel filler. There's look the back end there. We have our LED tail lights. And we do have a manual lift gate here. But it really does, for me, kind of fit the, I guess, off-roadiness, if you will, of this vehicle. And then it's hard to tell because these mats haven't been put in, but I'll just take them out. That's the cargo space there. And then of course we can fold the seats down by just pulling this here or pulling up here. Well, pulling this up to fold it flat when the seat's up far enough, and then pulling this here to pull them back up. And then we can actually adjust how far back we want them by using that there. So I like how the third row is still quite adjustable, the seat backs at least. You get that back in there. And then we get this tubular roof rack here, which is also signature for the Rock Creek package. So I like having those roof rails. You put your additional cargo up there. Now before we look at the front passenger seat, I just want to show you all the standard features that come on here. So for Rock Creek in particular, we do get the off-road suspension, which is nice. Like I said, the roof rack, the fascia, the leatherette seats, and then that's our sticker price there. So really not bad. And then here's our front passenger seat, which that's going to be manual. I think 4-way. But I really just love the overall look of the Rock Creek. It has that kind of Toyota TRD off-road look, in my opinion. And then your Z71s and your Chevrolets, GMCs. And I feel like this is a cheaper option if you don't want to pay more. But there's that naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6. Now, will this stand up to the big dogs in terms of Toyota and GM's off-road vehicles? I don't know, but it's meant to. Let's hop in the driver's seat here. So here's the leather wrap flat bottom steering wheel, which I love in the Nissans, and I've said that a million times. But over here we have a nice 8-inch screen. We get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, and then we have wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Here's our backup camera with our 360 view. And I like how it looks like the backup camera is actually high definition. The picture is surprisingly great. It's one of the best backup cameras I've ever seen. Just really crisp picture. And the guidelines are good too. That is quite impressive. And then we can customize our home screen. Then we have our info there, and then our settings there. And then down here we have dual zone automatic climate controls. We can toggle it on and off, set our auto mode, and then adjust our temperatures for each side as well. And then we have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger too. And if you want to, you can toggle the rear AC as well. Turn that on and off, and then control it, or even lock it. But down here, have a 12-volt USB-C and USB-A input, and that's how you'll run your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And for the shifter, which I really like, hit the button right here, pull down for drive, then you can tap up for neutral when you hold it, and then pull all the way up for reverse. And I will say, for the neutral, which is the same in Infinity with these kind of shifters too, you can't just tap it up. You have to hold it a little bit to get it into neutral, and then press P for park. And then here we have our electronic parking brake. Pull up to engage, press down to disengage. We can toggle our auto stop on and off, which is nice. And it's actually kind of weird seeing an auto stop feature in a Nissan, but there's our automatic brake hold there. And then the fun stuff is going to be our terrain control. With this 4-wheel drive system that we get in the Rock Creek, we can go between snow, a mud rut, sand, and then this is our auto mode here. Then we have an eco mode, sport mode, and then a tow mode. Then that's our hill descent there. I like how easy it is to use this too. And then we have our cup holders, center console cubby space, pretty good size. And I really do just I love how you have this nice centerpiece here, where you have that rough kind of off-road cloth with a leatherette here, and then having Rock Creek stitched in there. Looks really good. And it's able to keep the cost down in this vehicle because you're not having to pay extra for leather. And then here we have a little, well actually it's a pretty deep surface here, and a passenger can stick their phone or you stick change in there or whatever. And then we have our standard glove compartment here with owner's manuals. Now over to the steering wheel, we can adjust our volume here. We can go through our gauge cluster here. And then we have our track list or radio station favorites here. We can toggle through those. And then we can actually set up our shortcut menu here. And then you can toggle through that. Just pretty neat actually. So you can turn everything on. Your driver assistance. And then on the right side of the steering wheel, we can toggle that Pro Pilot Assist. And then our gap adjust for that. And then we have voice recognition controls here, standard cruise control functionality here. And then we have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel on either side. And then here we can set our auto high beams, headlamp controls, fog light controls, blinkers of course, and then windshield wiper controls over here, and then rear windshield wiper control there. And there's our push button start. And one of my favorite things about Nissan, we finally have this new key fob with the 23 Pathfinder with remote start.